Tucked away on the top floor of this Saskatoon high school, the music room feels like home for Afghan refugee Farhang Nassar. Except here in Canada, she chooses to sing a Britney Spears song.
I love singing, I love piano, I love guitar, so I love stage, I love camera, I love microfilm, yes.
Music and freedom are inseparable for Farhang and for her friends and fellow students from Afghanistan. Just 9 months ago, they attended the progressive Marifat High School in Kabul, famous for nurturing poor, persecuted children from the Hazara ethnic group, and for empowering and educating girls and women.
In Marifat, we learn that girls and boys are equal, but in our community, like, people say, no, boys are better, and like this.
Pushing those boundaries and shattering cultural norms put the spotlight on these young women. Mina Rizwani, an award-winning scholar. Benin Arjmand, an athlete who defied the patriarchy, excelling at martial arts, even showcased on YouTube. And Farhang Nassar, a singing sensation. Then, last August,
Afghanistan has new masters. 20 years after their first experiment in power came to a shattering end, the Taliban are back.
It was really shocking.
Their access to education, their dreams, their freedom, gone.
That time I feel I'm nothing, I have nothing more.
I was covering my hair and my face, just. And the man looked at me and they said that, oh, now it's right. Now you're okay. And I started to crying and I had nothing to say.
They also knew their celebrity would make them targets, so they went into hiding, never imagining how they would come to live in Canada.
Large double, bagel. Which kind of bagel?
Their former music teacher, Mariam Masumi, was one of the first to learn that a top-secret mission was in the works to extract them from Afghanistan. But she had to act quickly without attracting Taliban attention.
I just thought that they will kill us. I just collect all their IDs, all the email addresses from the girls and from their families.
The young teacher and singer was also in hiding at the time. The Marifat school principal told her to send a list of students to a group called the 30 Birds Foundation. This group includes New York lawyer Jennifer Salendi and Afghan outreach worker Mohammed Baruzian in Chicago.
A shared belief in the need to help these girls brought us all together.
We were on Zoom, some of us in our pajamas, some in our beds, just looking at our spreadsheets, tracking who is where.
The 30 Birds Foundation raised millions of dollars and negotiated visas to save the girls from the Taliban.
Brutal repression, the sex slavery of the girls, forced marriages. These are highly educated girls. They were the most successful high school in Afghanistan. How can we possibly leave them to this horrid fate?
The girls and their families had to travel in small groups by road from Kabul to the northern city of Mazar-e-Sharif, where the 30 Birds Foundation had chartered a plane out of Afghanistan. They waited 2 weeks, but the Taliban refused to let the plane leave. So they changed course, making a 16-hour road trip through Taliban checkpoints to the border of Pakistan, which had promised temporary passes.
We were so scared. We just wore long hijabs and put masks to our faces that Taliban did not recognize us. And I deleted all my pictures from my phone. I deleted all the videos, all the documents that I had on my phone.
Here is Mariam crossing into Pakistan. The first group, totaling 250, would make their way to Saskatoon as Canadian government-sponsored refugees.
I mean, I really feel like they rescued themselves. They were the ones that had to make those brave, difficult choices and risk going through Taliban checkpoints and crossing the border, leaving everything that they had known, the people that they had loved behind, for the possibility of a new life in Canada.
But not everyone made it into the first group. 209 refugees were left behind in Pakistan, nearly 60 of them unaccompanied young women. The 30 Birds Foundation has raised $3.5 million to privately sponsor them in Canada. Ottawa won't comment on their files for security reasons, but in other cases, private sponsorship has taken years. So for now, they wait.
We are worried about our friends there, about our friends in Islamabad.
Miriam misses her old life as a music teacher, but she's doing her best to build a new life in Canada.
I see my future so bright.
Benin feels the same way. She moved to Saskatoon with her parents and deeply misses the rest of her family. But she's excited to resume her passion for martial arts.
It makes me feel I'm alive still, and still there is a hope for me. Still God didn't forget me.
Benin and the others are also focused on finishing high school. Mina plans to become an immigration lawyer, and Farhang, she's back front and center, determined to never hide from anyone ever again. Bonnie Allen, CBC News, Saskatoon.